A lot of Nigerians come to my inbox to tell me that no matter what I do, South Africans and Ghanaians will not trust me because they see me betray my own brothers. Well, I want to clear this out. I want to make this very clear.
Minister Affairs, sir, I greet you. Sir, we've seen your video. We've seen it. We know Ghana and Nigeria, we have diplomatic ties. We have all those kind of trade agreement and all those things. We understand 100%. We understand it. But Foreign Minister, what I want to ask is that is also Nigerians killing Ghanaians also part of diplomatic ties?
If Nigerians are not being profiled for crime, you know, we are having restrictions, bans here and there and all of that. And I just keep wondering, why always us? Why are we always at the center of this kind of controversy? Yes, the minister has already reported that, you know, there's calm right now on ground.
Welcome and thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for tuning in to see what we have for today, guys. Since the beginning of these back and forth issues, misunderstanding, and heavy crimes going on in the motherland being committed by Nigerians, it seems as though there are things that are missing from the angle of Nigerians that they have really failed to understand. Is it that they fail to understand or they pretend not to understand? Why is it that Nigerians, majority of them that has wailed into this conversation or this issue of Nigeria must go in Ghana, are shying away from the cross of the matter? This is actually lack of accountability and responsibility. And I'm not surprised as a Nigerian, yes, because I know my people. This is what we have been saying for quite a very long time now. Like parents, like children. So when you see a typical Nigerian, you smell arrogance, you smell lack of accountability, and you smell crime. So in this video, guys, I've got reactions as well of Nigerians of different kinds and different sorts who sat down. Some of them sat down, took their time out to spew rubbish, while some tried to really touch a bit on the cross of the matter, but they weren't giving me the energy I was looking for. But I will let us watch this video first before I come back to summarize by giving you my own opinion about these videos. We've got my brother Chimdi featured here, as well as meaningful Ghanaians who are sending a message to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, asking him some vital questions that needs or demands an answer, which is the same question that I've seen most of you, my amazing Ghanaians, who are worried and troubled, asking the same question. Are these people not seeing what we are experiencing? Why are these issues not a major or the biggest challenge to them right now? Other than what? Relationship, peace, and all that. Going back to history, deviating from the current situation and issue at hand. Guys, a lot is in my mouth, but let us watch this video and I will come back and tell you more about it. Meanwhile, don't forget for my sake to like. It helps this video reach out to them. Share if you know whom to share, and stay subscribed if you like it on here. Now let's watch these videos.
A lot of Nigerians come to my inbox to tell me that no matter what I do, South Africans and Ghanaians will not trust me because they see me betray my own brothers. Well, I want to clear this out. I want to make this very clear. I'm not doing this to call for the patronage of South Africans. I'm not doing this to call for the patronage of Ghanaians. I don't live in those two countries. I just like their nature and the way they have raised or elevated their mentalities in order to create a government that is answerable to them. Plus the fact that Nigerians evidence what I'm saying by trooping in Exodus towards these countries, because these countries actually do very well for themselves. That is number one. Number two, I'm going to sound like Agron. If you've watched Spartacus, there is one of Spartacus's loyal friend called Agron. When Agron liberated a ship filled with his own people, and he called them in to join Spartacus, and one of those people started acting anyhow, and Spartacus fought one of his people. Agron said one thing. He said, I follow Spartacus, and I call no man my king who does not. Let me interpret it in my way. I follow the truth. I follow uprightness. I follow civil mentality. These were the things my parents trained me with, I and my siblings. The truth. You see dignity. You see integrity. You see honor. That is what I will die with. Any day I die with integrity, I die with honor, I die with dignity, I die with prestige, I die with honesty. These are the things that I follow. And I call no man my king who does not follow this. What it means is that in so saying, Nigerians, you people are not my brothers. You're not my king. Because, you see, one thing, before my mother studied law, and before we actually started studying law, there is one thing we hate in our family: criminality. Just one little display that could emanate to criminality. My parents will flog you. My father will tidy you 24 strokes of the cane. Criminality.
Minister Affairs. Sir, I greet you. Sir, we've seen your video. We've seen it. We know Ghana and Nigeria, we have diplomatic ties. We have all those kind of trade agreement and all those things. We understand 100%. We understand it. But Foreign Minister, what I want to ask is that is also Nigerians killing Ghanaians also part of diplomatic ties? Is Nigerians kidnapping Ghanaians is also part of diplomatic ties? That is all that we want to know. And that is what Ghanaians want to know. See how quickly they sent somebody from Nigeria to come to Ghana to come and see if indeed the Nigeria must go is real. Very quick. But Nigerians in Ghana are buying Ghanaians. They never sent any delegate from Nigeria to come and see what is happening in Ghana. That one they never sent. But as Ghanaians are protesting against the atrocities, against the ashawo, against the kidnappings and the buying that is going on in Ghana, that one they've sent a delegate to come and witness. You see, Foreign Minister, we respect you. We are people that will respect our leaders, but it does not mean that we are stupid. All that we want to ask you, Foreign Minister, is that is it also part of the diplomatic agreement that Nigerians that are staying in Ghana have to be buying our people? Because I tell you, Foreign Minister, the Ghanaians that are in Nigeria, I tell you, they behave themselves very well. I know Ghanaians. They behave themselves. There's no Ghanaian in Nigeria that have buy any Nigeria person in Nigeria. That Ghanaian will disappear. So all we want to ask you is that why that Nigerians are buying Ghanaians, they never send a delegate. But because Ghanaians have arise that this nonsense must stop, they've sent a delegate. We know Nigerians, we are brothers, so-called brothers, but I don't see any brotherly. Even if you have a brother who is doing nonsense, you have the right to question that your brother. Nigerians should take accountability for once and their leaders.
Ghana people did their own. Igbo people carry problem, go meet them for their country. People did their own. Nigerians carry problem, go meet them. At first, it was making sense, but right now, it's no longer making sense. Let's talk about what is happening in Ghana concerning the Igbo king of 18. Because as an Igbo girl, I'm against what is happening in Ghana right now. The such development that man is taking or want to develop in Ghana is too huge. Why can't he take that development and develop it in Igbo land? What will it take him to take such development in Igbo land? Why will he take such development to go and be developing people's village, people's country for them, all in the name of Igbo village? Nigerians, we are not in support of this one. He should take that development. He should bring it back to Igbo land and develop Igbo land. As Igbo girl I'm not in support of the developments that man is taking to Ghana. Right now, the people in Ghana say they don't want. They don't need you. They don't want your kinship. They don't want your kingdom. They don't want your money. It's not by force. You get? Because how can you take such developments to another man's land, another man's country? It's only for people that travel to people's village, people's country, to be developing people's village, people's country for them. And if you visit Igbo land, what you see is bush and red mud. What is happening? Igbo people then cause on now, say make on no develop on a country, on a state. Say make on a carry on a money go develop on other people's country, on other people's states. They swear for now. What thing they happen? Why will you take such developments to Ghana? Do you know more than 50 acres of land? Who sent you? We the Igbos, we don't want. Bring that development to Igbo land. Because this matter of what is happening in Ghana, the thing, at first it was making sense, but right now it's no longer making sense. You get? So I wonder why that man would take such developments in Ghana. Why? What happened in Nigeria? What happened? We are not in support of it. Ghanaians, I support you on this one. You people should not accept such. Ghanaians, I am an Igbo girl. I am not in support of what is happening in Ghana. You people should not accept it. If the man even build it, you people should pour fuel on it and burn it. Let him bring the development in Igbo land. There are space, there are land. If he doesn't have land, my grandfather Wadike, we have land. We'll give him as many as he wants to build whatever thing he wants to build in Igbo land. Which one is taking such development to another man's country?
Ghanaians and Nigerians, come, let's talk. Do you understand that in January 1966, there was a coup in Nigeria? Then in February 1966, there was a coup in Ghana to remove Kwame Nkrumah, who was called a dictator by the West, but we know what he did for Africa. And in 1969, the president who came in, the first thing he did was to ask Nigerians to leave. That was, see, let's understand how Africa is controlled. It's not Ghana. It's a misinformation by those who own Africa. See, Africa is owned by Europe. We have to understand this. The more we point fingers at ourselves, instead of sitting down to understand that it's the same game. Do you know why I started with saying in 1966, these two countries had coups, almost even the same period, January 16th, February 24th. Let's just understand that even in the same 1966, it was Ghana that Nigeria came to have talks on the way forward. Let's not forget that the Abuja Accord that Nigerians had was in Ghana. So it looks like the people who pull strings understand that when the Ghanaian government and the Nigerian government, or when Ghana and Nigerians come together, and Nigerians and Ghanaians come together. I'm not saying that some people don't have personal experiences, but I mean, if we're to ask some people, they don't even have any personal experiences that are bad. They just regurgitate what they've heard other people say. I don't want to talk about those who have heard. I'm just trying to talk about these two countries that have two countries in between, see, Nigeria and Ghana. Where's Nigeria? Where's Ghana? Well, one side. Let's not forget that together we've achieved a lot. And the interesting thing is that in 1969, when Ghana told Nigeria to leave, was during the Civil War. We need to understand that it was during the Civil War. Britain was in Nigeria. Britain was in Ghana. The guy, Zogu, who was, actually it was a fighter who was the mastermind. Zogu, who was the face of the Nigerian coup, had British backing. That's what, see, when you look into the history of Africa, English-speaking African countries, let me just talk about West African countries, British-controlled West African countries. This is me saying this unnecessary war going on the internet, because I know some Nigerians have Ghanaian families and some Ghanaians have Nigerian families. This unnecessary thing, we should use this energy to look for ways to work together. I just wanted to say that because it dawned on me that, goddamn, these people have been trying to make sure we're the one pulling the strings, but we're the face of the atrocities, like we are the face of the atrocities. Let's stop being used. Let's stop being used. These borders were not drawn by us, they were drawn by you know who, right? Yeah. So if you like, be proudly Nigerian, proudly Ghanaian, don't forget that the border that you're proud of to fight against another person was not even drawn by you. Think about, let's think about.
How about the table today?
Well, we understand that President Bola Tinibu has sent a special envoy to Ghana to go and assess the situation on ground. That team was being led by the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu. Looking at this Nigeria must go protest in Ghana, I would say it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, because if Nigerians are not being profiled for crime, you know, we are having restrictions, bans here and there and all of that. And I just keep wondering, why always us? Why are we always at the center of this kind of controversy? Yes, the minister has already reported that, you know, there's calm right now on ground. Decency has been restored. But this already paints a bad picture about a country that is regarded as the giant of Africa, and this is a country that has supported some of all these countries in terms of all aid and all of that, and we are having this kind of battle. Does it have to do with crime? Should we be talking about crime? Should we be talking about, is there a gap in governance? We need to assess the situation holistically, and I don't think it just has to do with governance alone. We have to look at our attitude as a people. What kind of image are we portraying to other foreign countries? When we're being profiled for crime, why are we always the center of that attraction? I don't know. According to that global scaling for cyber crime, I think we're ranking top. That's one of the kind of assessments that we rank top. I don't think this is kind of image that we should have as a country, and we need to really address this. We need to speak to ourselves as a people and also as a country. The kind of image we project is not actually a good one.
I quite agree with you, and it's entirely not just about governance. It's about the kind of people that we are. I think there's this natural thing about Nigerians. We want to assert ourselves. Even in the country, we want to assert ourselves, and when we find ourselves outside the country, also want to assert ourselves. But I think in asserting yourselves, you must also understand that you are in another man's land, and you cannot lord it over him in his own land. Whether you go to Ghana, the issue was about a certain Nigerian who they said allegedly said he wanted to build a kingdom for his own ethnic group. But you see, it's the people, your host community if they feel threatened by your presence, becomes a problem. So wherever you go, you must comport yourself. Whether even within Nigeria, wherever you are, that is not your home base, you must have respect for your host community, because if they are kind enough to accommodate you, you must also respect their rights. And I think it's a matter of retrospect. Nigerians, we need to speak to ourselves. The Nigerian community, whether it's in Ghana, in South Africa, wherever we find ourselves, we need to speak to ourselves and understand that there's a host community. For a country
like Ghana, I would have said we're more like brothers rather than rivals. The only thing that we should argue about, like Ria, I want to pick something that Ria said, should be jollof rice. That it should end there. It shouldn't go beyond all of that. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Interesting. The last time we had a major issue with Ghana, something of this manner, was 42 years ago, that's in 1983, where the administration of Shehu Shagari, President Shehu Shagari at the time, deported undocumented immigrants in the country back to their country, talking about Ghanaians. That was when we had the Ghana must go issue. And here we are, 42 years down the line. We are facing almost a similar situation. And this time it is Nigerians must go because of so many issues, according to them. But can the events of the past influence what we are seeing diplomatically, the posture, especially the posture of both countries regarding this issue?
Well, I don't think you can rule it out. And what happened in the 80s, I can't call it deportation in the real sense of it. What actually happened, we asked all the Ghanaians to leave, okay? And then that caused all sorts of hue and cry here and there. Maybe this is a payback time, I don't know. That's why these people are protesting, who knows? But prior to that, you see, you need to put things in an historical context. And not to know what happened before you were born is to remain a child, according to Cicero. Now, the point is this. Even in 1969, the Ghanaian government, as at that time, said, at a point there was economic prosperity in Ghana. That was during the Gold Coast era. And then in 1969, they came up with this law and said all the aliens must leave. And that caused all sorts of nonsense. Then Nigeria, maybe in 1983, that was the reason behind the Ghana must go episode. But the protesters here, they are asking for mass deportation, that all Nigerians must go. You see, for mass deportation to happen, you need a legislative backing. Because if you don't do that, your action might be very unlawful. Let's look at it legally. Number one, Ghana is a member of the ECOWAS. And in 1975, Ghana signed the ECOWAS Treaty. In 1993, they ratified that treaty. And if you look, what was the essence of that treaty? To ensure economic development and social integration, and free movement of goods and services and citizens. And even Article 3 of that economic treaty actually imposes an obligation on member countries to make sure they abide by the spirit of the treaty. That's right. Now, if you are signing a treaty, as you know, it's an agreement between states. If you are signing a treaty and you have a reservation that, look, we don't want to be part of this, that is why there's an opt-out clause. And I'll give you an example. During the Schengen agreement within the European countries, the essence of the Schengen agreement is that there should be free movement within the member states. But the United Kingdom said, no, when it comes to immigration, we want to take control of our border. That's why if you get a France visa, you cannot use it to enter UK. You cannot, because they said, we don't want to be part of that. Now, if the Ghanaians said, okay, we don't want migrants or Nigerians or whatever in our country. Then they've had the opportunity to do that in 1975. They've had the opportunity to do that in 1993. And all these issues, they are talking about prostitution, this and that and what have you. There is no country without a social problem. And what you need to do is how you address those social problems. I appreciate the fact that international migration and international crime goes hand in hand. If you get to some countries, they don't know anything about 419. But because citizens of certain countries are moving into that, they introduce it. So you can't rule it out. But what you do, you must try and strengthen the institution. Make sure your legal system works to address all these problems. And now they are saying Nigerians are doing this and doing that. Now, that is a fair comment. But the issue is this. Give us the statistics. How many Nigerians have been arrested? How many are in prison? How many are awaiting trial? So that we know Nigerians are the people behind this. Exactly. And also, it is not even impossible. Because we have a porous border, the way we issue our passport is not really rigid enough. It is not impossible for some of these criminals not to be Nigerian. I can tell you that. Because even when the war was going on in Liberia, Sierra Leone, there are quite a few Nigerians claiming to be citizens of that country so that they can get a refugee status abroad. So, you see, these are the issues. And our government today seems to be promising, okay, don't do this, don't do that. And I must let you know before you come in, Nigerians are facing hostility here and there. In South Africa, in Ghana, United Arab Emirates, then American embassy saying this, saying that. So, at a point, government needs to sit down. And our parliament too needs to sit down and say, look, how are we going to address all these issues? Because something is, and protect, because citizenship connects certain rights. Yes. And if there is war, your government come in and they evacuate you as a citizens of that country. So those are the rights as a citizen. Even if you go abroad under the Vienna Convention, you are, let's say you arrive in UK now, you have problem, you are arrested by the police. Under the Vienna Convention, the first thing they need to do is to contact your embassy. Welfare officer, so that they can give you what they call consular assistance. And from your intro, they said the Nigeria Commission in Ghana should give consular support in case people.
To Ghana, where there have been renewed protests seeking the deportation of Nigerians from that country. Large numbers of demonstrators took to the streets holding placards, various inscriptions alleging that Nigerians were behind armed robbery and violent attacks, mass prostitution, kidnappings and ritual killings. In 1983, Nigeria's former president Shehu Shagari cited similar issues of rising crime and economic pressure as justification for the mass expulsion of more than 2 million undocumented Ghanaian immigrants. However, the deportation did not actually start with Nigeria. Ghana was the first to launch the onslaught, ordering 3 million migrants, mostly Nigerians, to leave Ghana in 1969. Well, Basharu Dele Momodu is a former PDP presidential aspirant and publisher of Ovation magazine who has lived in Ghana for nearly 30 years. He returned to Nigeria just yesterday from Ghana, and he joins me now on the line from Lagos. Basharu, great to see you as always. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. I mean, how hot are things for Nigerians at the moment in Ghana? Is there a sense of growing hostility towards Nigerians there?
For now, I would say it's a bit exaggerated. You won't believe it. I've been in Ghana since Sunday morning, and I was not even aware that any such thing was happening in town until people started forwarding me the video that went viral. Yeah, these things happen every now and then, not just in Ghana, all over the world, especially in some parts of Africa, like South Africa, where there is this xenophobia about, Nigerians are dominating our economy. Nigerians are taking over our wives and our women. Nigerians are doing this and that. So that's to be expected. Nigeria is like the America of Africa. We're big. We're very flamboyant. Without sounding modest, Nigerians are among the richest people in the world. Forget about the poverty that we have around us. So it will happen every now and then. But I don't think it's as bad as it's been portrayed on social media. I've had the opportunity of speaking to the Nigerian side and the Ghanaian side. And this particular instance has to do with a Nigerian gentleman who said he wanted to establish his own kingdom on Ghanaian soil. And they said, no, Umba, we're not going to agree. You can't do it. He said he wants to celebrate the New Yam Festival. And they said, no, there is tension. We don't want you to do it. And they said, according to the Ghanaian side, he's insisting we do it. But what I learned as a young man is that when you are in Rome, you have to behave like Romans. I have lived in Ghana now for about 3 decades, and I have lived my life as quietly as possible, and I've not had any major issue. There have been skirmishes between Nigerian traders and Ghanaian traders. You know, Nigerians, we will go to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean to look for good business, especially my brothers from the Southeast. I always say that they are amongst the most audacious human beings on earth. They work so hard, and so it's very easy for them to get into trouble, and people will say, oh, they are too aggressive, they are taking away our jobs. But it's good to compete, and I'm hoping that the thing will subside. Before I left Ghana yesterday, I was told that one of our foreign ministers, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu, will be coming into Ghana, I think, today. So by now, I believe she will be there, and she will be meeting with the Ghanaian authorities. Fortunately, we have leaders in Ghana who know Nigeria very well. The current president, Johndramanimahama, lived partly in exile in Nigeria when his father fled.
Guys, for the morning show or the breakfast show, it is those two people that sat down that tried to give me a kind of, energy I wanted, like mentioning the crimes and, stating emphatically that what Nigerians are doing actually is wrong, or this is actually what Nigerians are doing. At least they mentioned it. But I was so disappointed in Dele Momodu, the so-called politician of Nigeria. Of course, that expertless, no, who sat down with his big fat stomach and mouth wide open when he was asked simple question, are Nigerians committing the crime that they say they are committing? He started, entangling and attaching. You see the hypocrisy, the corny and crafty attitude of Nigerians, saying there is a connection, there's an attachment, there are people that connects with them, trying to indict Ghana or Ghanaians, saying that yes, Nigerians are conniving with Ghanaians. Do you see the stupidity and the hypocrisy and pretense in them? I have to be very blunt and brutal to you people, guys, because you see, these are the things that pisses me off, that is disgusting about Nigerians every single time, that make me detest and avoid them to the core. They are never straightforward. They are never responsible. They are never accountable. They will see fire burning here today. They will tell you that it's rain that is falling. Deceit. That is why all of them, majority of them put together are criminals, from politicians down to the ordinary citizens. Yes, to the common man. I'm telling you. Did you see how he was meandering? But he was too quick to open his wild mouth to say Nigerians are, they are go-getters. Nigerians are very well. They are doing well. They are hardworking. They are the best. Which stupid best in what? Criminality or what? Best in criminality or what? Exception to the people that I know that genuinely are learned, educated, and are working legitimately. But vast majority, if Nigerians are 100, let me tell you, 70% of Nigerians are criminals, or 80%. Criminals. Both politicians, both citizens. Criminals. You don't want to talk about the Igbos. They are even taking this matter lightly, acting as if it's a child's play. That is what is paining me the most. You saw the message that a Ghanaian was sending to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Are you telling me that a Ghanaian should also accept the crimes of Nigerians as a diplomatic relationship? You heard it. You heard it. And even the other ones that came and they were saying they have gone to Tinibu has sent people to Ghana to wade into the matter, this and that. Are these the old fools that lack sense, wisdom, accountability that they are sending to Ghana to wade into serious matter? What do you expect? When I tell people we don't have people, we don't have people. Even the ones that we have, the little ones that we have, that are wise, they cover them, they overshadow them. I bet you if it was P2B, this is me being real, if it was P2B that waded into this matter, he will say the truth the way it is. He will open their anus. He will address things the way it is. That's why they don't like him when they see people who are, standing for the truth, who will call a spade, who will tackle the problem from the root. They will sideline you, they will silence you. Do you know how many threats I've been getting? You guys don't know how many threats I've been getting since the beginning of this Nigeria and Ghana Moscow. They have threatened me, threatened my family, threatened guys. As I'm telling you, I've received a lot of threats, even from the church members who are Igbos threatening me, people who from where I don't know, they call me, they threaten me. But you see, I don't want to tell you people this thing because I don't want people to be scared for me. Don't be scared for me. Don't be scared for me. If it's my time, God will call me. But if it's not my time, nobody can hurt me. Right? So if standing for the truth is what will make people hate me, I don't care. Go with your fake love. But I will always see white and tell you this is white. It doesn't matter whom you are to me. I tell you, even my in-laws are Igbos. Majority of them call me. They threaten me. You're a disgrace, you're a this. I say, no problem. If me standing for the truth and saying the truth to the whole world, No problem. After all, you're not my God. If I die today, you're not going to face you for judgment. It's God that will judge me. So who are you? Who the hell are you? This is the typical character and attitude of Nigeria. They will be killing you and they will be covering you. They will see the truth. They will cover it. They will pretend. Look at Dele Momodu. These are the politicians we have in Nigeria. Criminals, weaklings, hypocrites, liars. They talk from all corners of their mouth. Pretenders. These are the people we are dealing with here. People who can unalive you without thinking twice. Do you think the issue of life and death is an issue to play with? It's not an issue to play with. We are telling you that people are being unalive, kidnapped every day, used for rituals. And they are talking trash. They are talking rubbish. Some of them say it's an issue of economic crisis. Ghanaians are envious of Nigeria. Like, seriously. Look at Ghana, look at Nigeria. Look at Ghana, look at Nigeria that Ghana will envy. Ghana people that has not even faced their problem, that are always minding their business. If minding your business was a person or a people, it's Ghanaians that have known. And South Africa and the rest. Nigeria will never mind their business, always poking nosy into people's affairs, crossing their boundaries. Why is it not now that it's Ghanaians that are in Nigeria that are being chased? If Ghanaians are envious, they want to drag your things. Why are they not in Nigeria dragging all these things? You see the stupidity and the madness, the craziness? Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Please, leaders of Ghana, wake up. Wake up and hear the cry of your people. I'm even crying on their behalf. Wake up. You only have one. Look at that one saying the borders are put by colonials or whatever. You're very stupid. Does all these Western countries not have boundaries? Even in America, there, North, East, West, and South America, can anybody cross each other's boundary anyhow? He said they put boundaries to divide us. Divide whom? Or we are the one undoing ourselves. Why not we tell ourselves the truth, what we are doing to each other? If we're not killing ourselves and destroying ourselves with evil and crime Nigeria is doing to others, would the continent not be at peace? Greed, wickedness, and evil has eaten Nigerians. I don't want this video to be too long. I rest my case here. Leave your thoughts, your opinion, your input, and let's continue in the comment section. I love you and I will always do. Thank you.